everyone, welcome to today's session. Karibuni sana kwa session yetu ya leo. Today with you is going to be me, Margaret. I'm going to be your trainer for the day, a trainer from Africa on our Need. With me is going to be my moderator, Frank Salula, which is going to be moderating this training session. Please feel free to chat with him on the chat box. Tuulizeni maswali, tell us where you're coming in from. Feel free to ask questions, whatever questions you might have in the chat box. Kwa lugha yoyote in any language you would like. But yeah, today we're going to be covering how to implement Google Workspace across your business. So how to implement Google Workspace across your business. This is going to be our topic for today. So before we get started, please feel free to introduce yourself. Tell us where you're coming in from, where you're tuning in from. Yeah, so I'll just give you a few minutes to chat with us. Tell us where you're coming in from and introduce yourself before we get started to today's agendas. Yeah, please. So today we're going to have three agendas. Our agenda number one is Discover Google Workspace. Agenda number two we're going to be discussing is Boost Communication across your business. And agenda number three, we're going to be discussing, agenda number three, we're going to be discussing leverage tools to increase collaboration. So these are going to be our three topics of agenda today. It's going to be about implementing Google Workspace on your business. In this training session for today, you'll understand Google Workspace with its tools which are available, its core functionality, as well as benefits of using digital workspace. You'll identify tools to boost communication across your business. We'll also explore which tools can be leveraged to increase collaboration across teams. So these are going to be our three main agendas which we're going to discuss. So I'll take a minute to maybe familiarize with who I'm chatting with in the chat box today. I want to go through the chat now and see who was trending, who's in our session today. Please feel free to introduce yourself. Jitambulisheni kwenye chat box, tell us where you're coming in from, you're tuning in from before we get started with our topic today. Tai, I see. Hello, karibu sana. Welcome to our session today. It's great to have you. Please tell us kutoka Bukoba. Yeah, karibu sana. Welcome so much to our session today. Yeah, thank you for coming in. So yeah, great. Let us get started. So what tools do you currently use to communicate and collaborate within your business? What tools do you currently use to communicate and collaborate within your business? Ni tools gani, ni vifaa gani ambao unatumia sasa hivi kwenye communication, kwenye kuwasiliana kwenye biashara zako? Yaani kama unataka kuwasiliana na watu ndani ya biashara zako kwa kampuni yako, ni tools gani ambao unazitumia kwa sasa? Ili ndio swali letu. So which tools exactly are you using? Please feel free to answer me on the chat box. Tell us which tools or what tools are you currently using to communicate and collaborate within your business. Please let us know. It can be emails, it can be instant messages, it can be video calls, it can be Slack, it can be anything. So please just tell me which tools exactly are you using to communicate in your business. Oh, tunaona Taitai amesema anatumia mitandao ya kijamii. Well, that's really great. This is another tool you can use to communicate for your business, which is really great. Instagram, to be specific, a really good tool. So yeah, thank you for your response. Okay. So discover Google Workspace. We're going to talk about Google Workspace. What exactly is Google Workspace? Google Workspace ni nini? So before I answer the question of what Google Workspace is, I would like to ask the questions to my audience and tell them, do you currently use Google Workspace? Or if so, how? Kuna mtu yote ambaye anatumia Google Workspace? Is any of the customers that we have in Digital Launchpad or anyone who is tuning in, do you use Google Workspace? And if so, how do you use it? In which particular ways do you actually use it? Please feel free to answer us on the chat box below before we continue with the topic. So We can use it to provide your own examples, like saving files on shared drives, collaborating with teams, emails, etc. This can be answers and what you can be using. One way is, or the other way, and what you can be using Google Workspace without actually you knowing that you're using Google Workspace in your company. Because in Google Workspace, what is it exactly? So Google Workspace, sorry. So Google Workspace, previously known as G Suite, is a collection of cloud computing productivities and collaboration tools, software, and products developed and marketed by Google. This is Google Workspace. That is just the simple definition of what Google Workspace is. Which tools are available? So in Google Workspace, these are the tools that are available in our Google Workspace. We have Google Docs, we have Gmail, we have Calendar, we have Drive, we have Meet, we have Keep, we have Chats, we have Jamboard, we have Admin Console, Sheets, Slides, Sites, Forms, Notes. The other tools included in Google Current, which we'll discuss a bit later on, but tools that are the main ones are found via Google Workspace. So I'm very sure you'll have used one of these tools. Tokota recommendation to me one of these tools, either Gmail or Google Docs or Calendar, one way or the other. So now that you know the tools that are available, let's check on the core functionality of Google Workspace. Functionality of Google Workspace in any hassle. We're going to check on those right after this. So core functionalities of Google Workspace. We have create a document and presentations, record and analyze and present data, brainstorm ideas, manage products and store files, communicate globally. These are the tools and what we use in Google Workspace, or the core functionalities of why you use. So create documents and presentation, record and analyze and present data, brainstorm, manage project and store files, and communicate globally. This is how most of us already use Google Workspace without actually knowing maybe it's Google Workspace, but you know now you know. So let's take a minute to focus on the first point of creating documents and presentations. So Google Docs and slides can be used for creating documents and presentations. So Google Documents is Google Docs can be used for word processing for Teams, create and editing text documents directly on your browser. No detailed software needed. Several people can work at the several time. Exchange. These are the benefits, by the way. Benefits of why you should use or why people use actually Google Docs. So to create and edit text documents directly on your browser, several people can work at the same time. Every change is saved automatically on the cloud, so you don't have the issue that your computer went off and now you have to start retrieving the data. This is automatically saved online. Work on a secret document with team members and people outside your company. In a secret document, you can work with people from various areas. Someone in Dubai, someone in Kenya, someone in Ghana will be working in the same document you're working with at the same particular time using Google Docs. And then see edits and other types of communicates through built-in chats and ask questions by including comments. So these are ways you can use your Google Documents. How can you use your Google Slides? Google Slides can be used to create and edit polished presentations in your browser. So like how you use PowerPoint on your laptop, but this one is going to be used online. Now you don't have to have to download PowerPoint instead creating these things. You can do that, but now you have another tool that is online, which is Google Slides, which you can create your presentation and edit your presentations. You can several people can work on the same time. So anyone from anywhere, come and say people from Kenya, people from Ghana, people from Bukoba, like Tai here, can work on the same documents wherever you are. You can and you can work on the same presentation. You can control who gets permission. You can control who can access this document. You can say not everyone can access, because now if you have it in the laptop, anyone can access it as long as they have access to your laptop. But now you can control, give editing rights. Some can give editing rights to just edit. Others you can just give them to just view, and then you can just put them to just add comments. So it depends. So it's more intuitive and user friendly than PowerPoint that you normally using in the laptop. So you can a similar difference you can say is that Google Docs is more like Microsoft Word, and then Slides is more like PowerPoint presentation. But this one is just a more user friendly and intuitive platform to be using. Yes, great. So next up, we're going to talk about recording and analyzing and presenting data using our Google tools. So analyzing, record, analyze, and present data, you can use Google Forms. Most of you in this project have already gone through a lot of Google Forms that we sent. Tunawatumia Google Form nyingi sana, mnajaza informations, alafu zinakuwa submitted online. Those are Google Forms, so in one way or the other, you already used Google Workspace. So why do you use Google Forms? So they're easy to create surveys and forms for everyone. So it's easy to create surveys. If you don't have a quick survey you want to do, or you have a quick form you want people to fill, it's a very easy and very good approach to use your Google Forms. Collect data with ease. It's easy for you to collect the data that you are getting from different sources because now it's online. You don't have to like walk through everyone and just collect the data, but the data is already with you. So it's already online on a document. So it's easy for you to just go fill this information. And yeah, from the filling of information, you get to have to collect the data with ease, no struggle. So and then another benefit is create custom forms and stuff for surveys and questionnaires. It helps at no cost. So without any cost of thinking I'm going to walk to this place and start doing a survey, you can actually do a survey with the Google Forms. Just create a list of questions you want to know, and then you just send it on the links on people on social media or on your group or your chats, and then you'll have a quick survey and questionnaires without any cost at all. Gather everything in a spreadsheet and analyze data directly with Google Sheets. So it actually relates to Google Sheets. So you can actually, from Google Forms, we can actually take this data to your Google Sheets. So it organizes your data and it gives you an easy time to access your data. So create a form as easily as creating a document, which is simple. You just create it very simply. Nothing is complex about creating any of this. And then select from multiple questions types, drags and drop down, reorder questions, custom values as easy as pasting a list, So let's talk about Google Sheets now. We talked about Google Forms and you've seen the connection between Google Forms and Google Sheets. So now let's get into Google Sheets. Collaborative, smart, secure spreadsheet for fast-moving organizations. And then we also have sheets that are designed with needs to agile organizations in mind. All the features mean that you can tap right into the insights to make meaningful business decisions. So Google Sheets is just like Excel, like how you have your Excel on your laptop. So this is just another tool that actually helps you, have your data quantified, or at least that will actually present your data in a more manually way to actually help you do almost the same functionalities you can actually perform on your Google, on your Excel. You can also perform on your Sheets. And actually, another benefit is that from your Google form, you can put data. Like the way you're filling forms, telling us your name, maybe your phone number, your emails, and everything. This data can actually be pulled directly to your Sheets so that you don't have to transfer your data once you want to work on your sheet and know who actually has filled this information. So directly it could be pushed to your sheet so that you can get their phone numbers, their emails, their locations, and whatsoever. So, and another thing is that all the changes are always automatically saved. If you do anything on Google Docs and Google Forms, Google Sheets, this information is saved automatically. So it saves you with losing data, and it's always online, so you can access it from anywhere and anytime you will like, whenever and wherever. So the benefits, what benefits are brought by Google Workspace? Let's ask the question. The benefits gani ambao unazipata kwa kutumia Google Workspace? What benefits exactly are you getting from this? So we have 4 benefits that we're going to cover. And then one is going to be increased collaboration. Second is going to improved communication. Third, smart working. And fourth, enhanced security. So we're going to take a look into each and every one of them, the benefits. We're going to break down. So increased collaboration, how can we increase collaboration with Google Workspace? Google Workspace stores your information in cloud and enabling you to share documents and files with ease. So it's a place where your information is out there in the cloud. It's not in your laptop where you can say, I have to go back home and now I have to go this for this information, but no, this information is already on the cloud, so it's easy for you to actually access it with ease at all. And then simply share a file or URLs or share documents. You can simply share URLs in your documents. You can share this by tagging them with the emails, or you can just simply share with the URL with them, because the URL is always there. You can share it with them, and then they will have access to this information. Encourage teams to collaborate and share ideas, because everything is online. It encourages teams to actually collaborate and share their ideas. And then you can restrict enabling editing accesses to certain people who can view, comment, and edit. So with these tools, you can actually restrict the access. You cannot decide who will actually access your platforms. Kuna mwingine ata view, kuna mwingine ata comment, kuna mwingine ata just ana edit. So you can actually give them restriction accesses to depending to who you actually want to target. And then thirdly, lastly, is just track changes, comment with ideas, and work with colleagues across projects. So you can work with colleagues across project manner. Again, this is not on your personal laptop. No, this is online. So as long as you've already shared this information with them, or you've shared the URL with them, it's easy for them to actually work on whatever you're working with. So you can work with different projects at a go without actually having to move to a different place or to another location. So we're going to cover up next up is improving communication. How can you improve communication with Google Workspace? Google Workspace has a number of communication tools included in offering services. We'll look at each of these later on during our presentation today. But the core communication tools delivered include Gmail. Most of you, I know you already have your Gmails. They're adding to make the Google emails. So this is most of you. You'll have to know this tool. Google Meet. Most of the meetings you do in the offices, you use use of Google Meet. So and then we have Google Currents for video conferences. Google Meet is for video conferencing. And then Google Currents, revolutionary technology to harness deeper communications. And we have Google Chat, instant messaging. Come on WhatsApp, you need to knock on a SIM, just instantly chat. Now here we have Google Chat, where you can actually chat. Next, we're going to talk about working smarter. These are all the benefits. Remember, hizi ni umuhimu wa kutumia Google Workspace. Tumeshasema vitu vingine, now we're talking about working smarter. Google Workspace will help your team work smarter and not harder. Work smarter and not harder in what terms? Because here you can collect and analyze and turn data into insights, both customers and from your team. Harness your data and knowledge to make better decisions. Streamline your workflows and processes, stores and manage files, communicate and collaborate via one central system. Prevent threats before they happen. Proactive security tools powered by Google AI. And then where people can find and extract files, content, and knowledge they need. Built-in AI helps everyone work with data into insights. So we're talking about working smarter and not harder. To work smarter and not harder, what do we mean? We mean that working harder, you might use a lot of energy. Maybe you're working from one office to the other to just deliver a document, or to just pass on an information, not to just tell them to do this. Oh, working through, not exactly working, but you can be actually using other means. Maybe you send this email to this. You have to attach what document to this email. Now you have to share it to another email, and so on and so forth. It can be a lot of things that you're working harder. But the Google Docs, they're online. They're already online. You just have to share access and share the link, which is quick. It's quick, and you're working smarter and not using a lot of strength to work, which is not working harder. So you can see again, securely store files and data. As we say that we're using a Google Workspace, and mostly Google Workspace is online. We don't use Google Workspace offline, it's online. So you can store your data and your files and data via clouds and drive. So you're secured, your information is secure. You're not going to use this information because it's on the cloud, One way or the other, the next day, if you want to access this thing from your phone, from your another laptop, maybe your laptop got stolen, your phone got stolen, you want to access this information, you can simply access it by just logging into your drive, and you access the information. So it's secure to store files and data. And plus, we have Google Eyes, which are there to prevent threats that are happening in the clouds. So it's secured in one way, in any way possible, And you also have to over two-step verification to access it. So Google has really made its key priority that to ensure that your data is secured in every means possible. So now that you know the benefits of Google Workspace, how do we set up a Google Workspace account? Maybe to set up a Google Workspace account. So you already know the benefits. So let's look at how to actually come up or create an account on Google Workspace. So creating an account with Google Workspace is first just to visit. You visit my moderator Frank will share this list with you, this link with you on the chat box so you can easily follow through. So you visit workspace.google.com sign up businesses trader, and then there once you've done this, click get started and follow the steps below. So from there maybe you can input your business name. You put your business name, maybe number of employees, locations, and then third is you add your contact details, your first name, last name, email address. You add this information, and then fourth, you choose a domain. Either you bought a domain or suggested domain, you can put in your those there, and then update business address. You put your address of your business, biashara or address yake ni hivi, you put it there, and then choose your username and password. You choose a username and password for this account of yours. Come on, the same way you never create email yako like a username and password, the same with Workspace. Now you can here to choose your username and password. So how to get set up on Google Workspace? How to get set up on Google Workspace? So first, how to get set up is create a business email address. We want you to have your business email address created, so you have to have a business email address. So you don't need to add email addresses as user accounts, and instead just create an email address and group addresses for your business's communication. This type of addresses are free and don't count towards your Google Workspace user license. So create your business email number. It can be info at maybe africa108.com. That can be your company email address, which will help you get started with this. And then next, so it can be a group or it can be for an individual. And then next, add teams and members and users. So after that, you have team and members of users. You have your email address. Now you have your team members coming in. You have to add them. You also, before people on your team can sign in and access your Google Workspace and services, they need a user account. So you've already created a user account. So during your free trial period, you have to pay for this. Is actually a paid for tool. It has a free period of trial, but then afterwards you actually have to pay. So using your free trial period, you can create up to 10 user accounts during your free trial. And it's good. We may encourage you to use even this free trial period, because from there you can actually see the benefits of Google Workspace, and from there you'll actually know the importance of this thing to your business. We're now at the age of digital. We're in a digital platform. We know we don't have to go back again to old means of having a lot of documents in your laptop and things. We can have platforms like Google Workspace, which will actually enable you to actually grow your business very fast. And as I said, we're working smarter and not harder. So use it. You have a free period of trial. I suggest you actually use it, and you can actually create 10 user accounts during this period. So it's a good thing. So you can add more. Once you're paid for this, you can add up to more than 10 users. But first, you have to end up with the trial period, and then sign up for the flexibility or annual billing plan, and then you can get to continue with adding more than 10 users if you like. And then thirdly, we have migrate your data and import files. So after this, you just migrate your data when switching to Google Workspace from another application like Microsoft Outlook. You can bring your existing mails and contacts, calendars, data with you. You can just migrate. Now that you have already created an account, you migrate from your old means that you're using. You can upload this data into your Google Workspace, and now you have everything up to date, and now you're in Google Workspace using the platform. So I've talked about discovering Google Workspace. I've talked about what is Google Workspace, and I would like to hear from you, Melanie. What have you understood? What's your take on Google Workspace? What have you not understand? Google Workspace. Yeah, let us help each other. So I'm going to pause for questions, please. Feel free to ask questions here. Yeah, so please feel free to ask any questions you might have. Catherine Zambala, karibu sana kwa nicho ya leo. Welcome very much. and thank you for joining in. So as you can see, my moderators have already shared a link that you can get set up with Google Workspace. Please use the tool, use the link, click on it. It's you have a free period of trial. So I just use the period of trial. Don't feel shy. Use it. So any questions? Any questions, please? Okay, great. Okay, let's continue with our session. Boost communications across your business. This is our agenda number 2. We're going to talk about boost communication across your business. Which tools can you use via Google Workspace to boost communication? Which tools can you use via Google Workspace to boost communications? Ni tools gani au ni vifaa gani ambavyo utatumia kwenye Google Workspace yako kuboost au kuongeza matumizi ya kuongeza mawasiliano? Which tools can you use via Google Workspace? So now we're going to talk about these tools. So feel free to tell me which tools can we use. Tell me which tools. Answer me, tuongee, tuwasiliane, to enjoy session. So yeah, tell me which tools can we use via Google Workspace to boost communication. So tools that we can use in Google Workspace to boost communication is first we have Gmail, and then we have Google Meet, we have Google Currents, and Google Chats. We'll look at each and every one of these individually. Like one of the other you know about Google Gmail, and another tool you know about is Google Meet. Much you know about Google Currents and Google Chats. But then we'll look at each and every tool individually to discuss them individually and to take a look about them. So let's talk about Gmail. So Gmail globally communicates globally with ease using Google free email tool. This one is a free tool. Send files, create groups, mailing lists, access the integrated calendar in order to stay connected and up to date. So most of you you already use or you know about Gmail. So I'm very sure that one way or the other you already use this particular tool and you have an understanding of how to use Google this Gmail tool of yours. So next we have Google Meet. Google Meet, it's a video conferencing. This is where we go to do video conferencing. So you keep your team connected with enterprise-grade video conferences built in on Google robust and secure global infrastructure. Meet is included within Google Workspace and G Suite for education. So hizi ni tools ambazo hata ukienda kwenye account yako ya Google sasa hivi ukiangalia pale kwenye pembeni before your icon ile ambayo umetumia ku sign in, ukibonyeza pale utaona kuna kujaga na Google Meets, kunakuwa na calendar and all these things. All that is your workspace. Actually, if you have a Google Gmail account, you're already in Google Workspace. So these are tools that you can use if you want to have video conferencing. Maybe you want to communicate with people in your company, you want to chat with them, or you want to have a Google meeting. Come out kipindi cha Corona, most companies moved to such conferences. People are using Skype, people are using Google Meet, people are using online tools, and we have seen a growth in these tools in that period of time because people are using these tools. So Google Meet can be used for video conferences to communicate any video, like the way you meet for a conference in your office, you can move the same thing online via Google Meet. So Currents engage employees, foster more meaningful conversation and stay connected. Work towards a common goal, building a community, and ensure employees can communicate their ideas and receive instant feedback. This is what Google Currents is. So the benefit of this is just to engage employees, foster more meaningful conversation and stay connected. Work towards a common goal. So this one is more of a community and employees. So you build a community, communicate your ideas and get instant feedback. It's like a community. So connect with team members no matter where they are, you know. Even remote workers and dexless colleagues can stay plugged into the latest company updates and conversations with their phones. You know, either they're using Android or iOS apps, they can use this. You know, discuss key topics with employees across the organization via posts and comments and stay accessible in concurrent so that you can refer back to them over time. So this is like a platform that will actually grow you as a community, you know. But mostly it's Google Chat. Let's talk about Google Chat. So Google Chat, from direct messages to group conversations via Google Chat, helps teams and businesses to communicate fluidly and um, and effectively from anywhere. Using Google Chat, you can communicate from anywhere and fluidly. Secure connect with anyone you work with, and take group work to the next level with shared chats, files, and tasks. Chat is offered to Google Workspace customers at no additional cost at all. Upload items from your drive, collaborate on docs, sheets, slides, join online meetings with Meet, or use Google powerful search tools to look up on room members, past conversation, and shared files. Another thing is drive bots. So Google Chat is a tool that is an inbuilt chat system that is in Google. You know, to make it easy for you to just communicate and pass on along information and chats. You know. So now that we have now we know the tools that help you boost communication in Google Workspace, let's discuss some top tips. Sorry. So here are some top tips that will help you maximize your communication. You know, top tips that will actually help you maximize your communication. First tip we have is recreate in-person communication. You know, so with this one, you're recreating the communication you will have in person. You have created it online. Now you can have it online and then stay organized. You know, everything is organized there, and then so you have to really stay organized and then create mailing lists and set up projects or team homes. So all this is some tips that can help you maximize your communication by using Google Workspace. So if you do these things, then you're definitely assured for your community, for your company, or your business to actually embrace this platform because it's really helpful. And as you said, it's free. It's free for 10. You have a period of trial for 10 good. I mean, for and you can get 10 good accounts. So use the period. Go sign up for free. Get the experience. You know, from the experience now you know what the tool is about. So now that the tool is free, but then now you can actually, since we have the trial period, from there you can actually get to know what you're dealing with or what you're getting yourself into. So feel free to actually use the link we've shared in the chat. Yeah, to get started with this Google Workspace. So as I said, we're going to talk on the tips. You said recreate in-person communications. So 4 ways to recreate in-person communication is schedule regular team calls and check-in and via Google Meets and Hangouts. So this is how you can maximize the usage of Google platforms. You know, schedule regular team meetings and calls, which you can use this via Google Meets and Hangouts. You can schedule this on those particular platforms. And we already said we have Google Hangouts. It's in Google Charts. Yeah. So connect with colleagues and team across the globe. And you can communicate with anyone. You know, you can connect with anyone who is in USA, who is in Bukoba, who is in Dar es Salaam, who is in Shinyanga, who is in Kenya, from anywhere. You know, brainstorm ideas and work on teams, projects, and hold virtual events. Because you can do these things online, you can actually hold events online. And when you can continue as the event you want to host, kama kuna event ambayo unataka kufanya kama kawaida, unataka kufanya events, uende sehemu fulani, you can do these things online. You can have events. Even if you're working out, you can say, then I'm going to have my workout event. I want my colleague to join on this event. Not that our workout is part of our official event, but I mean, just an example. So joining from mobile and desktop devices. You can join in from any device you have. You know, you can use your phone, you can use your laptop. So it's flexible. So it's really a good platform. And then we said stay organized. That was point number 2. Step 2 is stay organized. So with stay organized, discuss topics. Sorry. So yeah, stay organized. So we have Google Calendar. Let's discuss on Google Calendar and how to optimize communication by keeping you organized. So this stay organized, we are discussing about Google Calendar. How will you stay organized? Because you have a calendar, just like the way you use your phone calendar to do anything in your normal life, in daily to daily life. You know, you have your calendar and you have this day I'm going to be doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. You can actually schedule your calendar on Google as well as you have. Maybe you have your meetings today set up. You can set them on your calendar. You have anything set up. The same way you arrange your notes, you put your information in your notes. You can actually use Google Calendar as a tool to actually help you, stay organized. So you actually have everything planned out in a specific way and in a specific order to actually help you with the daily events. You can actually schedule events there. You can do anything, just like the way you use your calendar. This is the same way you can use your Google Calendar to do the same and stay organized. So step 3 is create team mailing lists. So creating mailing lists, we see you can create a Google Groups email list, such as Google Team groups. And both these Google Team groups can involve maybe 5 people, 10 people in your organization. Or you put them in team and Google. Maybe a team at africa108.com. So this will include the team of africa108.com in one group email. So from there, maybe you share one email to team africa and team africa108.com. If you share one email to that email, it means it will get to every team member in that organization. So this is a really good tool because it will actually help you minimize your workload, instead of seeing every person. If you have this team, if you have this Google Group emails, you can actually use this to actually minimize your time. So you create a Google Group email list and then set status updates to your group. Any update that happens in your in your company, you can actually update it there. You can share resources. You can increase visibility and foster community. As I was saying, it's instead of having to target one-to-one person with a group email, with Google Groups, you can actually use these emails to actually deliver your data or updates in a very easy manner, and it actually increases visibility because you're sure that each and every person has actually seen this information. So top tips to maximize communication. Step 4 is project your team rooms. So set up projects or team rooms. So encourage team members to stay connected by creating a room in Google Chat or chat in Gmail. So encourage team members to network with each other, share project ideas, via the chats, the Google chat, and then exchange thoughts on the best practices to use, and then create a stronger sense of community. So instead of doing these things all offline, you can move these things online to actually increase the importance or the usage of these platforms. And from one or the other, you will see that it's actually going to really impact your organization in a really good way, and it will make your work flow very easy and timely. So again, I'm going to pause for questions here. Nimeongea mambo mengi, nimezungumza a lot of things kuhusu how to improve, how to increase the usage, or tips to improving your the usage of Google Workspace. So from this, please tell me what you've learned. Tell me what your take is on this. Your questions that you might have. Feel free to ask me questions. I'm here for you. Naona hapa kuna John Nika anasema, how can I raise my question? Is it directly or by written? Oh yes, you can just type your question directly in the chat box. My moderator Aura has actually already given you an answer. Then you can just type whatever question you might have. And for me personally, I'll answer you. Nitakujibu moja kwa moja kwa kusoma swali lako ambalo umeuliza kwenye chat box. So yes, that is one way you can do. That's actually the only way since we're live. But yes, that's the means we're using. So please, John Nika, whatever question you type to up and we'll get to it. Any questions? Yes. Questions. Great. I like it. It means everyone is understanding what I'm saying. So great. Let's continue. So now we're going to go to our third agenda, which is going to be leverage tools to increase collaboration. Leverage tools to increase collaboration. This is going to be our third agenda and our final agenda for our training session for today. So which tools can you use on Google Workspace to increase collaboration? Ni vifaa gani ambao unaweza kutumia au ni tools gani unaweza kutumia kwenye Google Workspace kuongeza collaboration or to increase collaboration? Which tools exactly are we using? So please feel free to answer these questions on the chat box. Which tools can you use on Google Workspace to increase collaboration? Ni vifaa gani unaweza kutumia? Yes. So collaboration, let's say I can say collaborates across platforms and teams. So we have 4 ways about we can collaborate across projects and teams. So first of it is going to be brainstorm ideas, and then second we have share working files. Third is going to be make suggestions and tag colleagues, and then fourth is going to be track changes. These are going to be our four agendas I want to go through, and I'm going to take you through each and every one of them. So let's look at brainstorm ideas. So Jamboard can be used to actually increase team collaboration. This is one tool we can use, which is called Jamboard. So Jamboard harnesses the power of digital whiteboards to share ideas and improve brainstorming sessions. Jamboard is connected to the cloud and enables people in different locations to work together in real time through multiple touchpoints. So Jamboard is just like a board. You have a board like where you go write your notes there. Now we have Jamboard, which is going to be helping you talk, just like how you have any presentation and then you have to write your notes on a board. This is Jamboard for you. So Jamboard is connected to the cloud and enables people in different locations to work together in real time through multiple touch points. It's a bit different on delivery, but the idea is almost the same. So with Jamboard, you can actually write and draw with the included stylus. With a pen, you can just write and draw your ideas. You can search Google and insert images on all web page. So it's more advanced. You can put images there. You can insert pictures there and everything, which is more interesting. You can sketch a box, a cat, a dragon. Use your creativity. And then image recognizing technology converts your sketch into a polished image. So this is actually fascinating. You can capture anything randomly. Google will actually convert this into an actually polished image, which will look more better than the one you've actually drawn. So you can share your jams with collaborators. Up to 50 people can work on a jam at once. So imagine in this jam, you can work with up to 50 people. So it's more like you're already in a classroom. It's the same thing here. You're in a board with up to 50 people is a lot, So add Google Docs and Sheets to a jam. You can actually add Google Docs and Sheets to a jam, which will actually just improve your working skills. And then you can view, edit your jam files from anywhere across the internet. It can be anywhere. You can be from Zako Beach. You can be Zako Msafiri, umeenda Zako Bukoba. I'm using Bukoba a lot today, but yeah, it can be anywhere. But then you can simply still work on this thing as long as you're connected to you have access to the internet. So you can create, edit, and share jams through your phone, tablet, computer. Open jam on a nearby Jamboard from your phone or tablet, and then you can connect your computer to Jamboard. Jamboard displays your screen and lets you control your computer on the board. On both touch screen, so you can actually even share your screen on Jamboard. This is a really good tool. If you're a bigger organization, I really recommend that you use this tool. It's not even a big one, but whenever you feel like you need these tools, then this is a really good tool to use. So you can pick up where you left earlier, and continue from there and finish your session. So you don't have to continue and finish everything at once. You can maybe take a break and then finish it up later, and then it will just be there where you left it. So next up, let's look at Google Drive. Google Drive Google Drive helps you store files on the cloud, sorry. So Google Drive is just a tool that helps you store your data on the cloud. So it will enable you to work on your documents and everything, presentations, your sheets, all which are already on the cloud, and you can access them from anywhere you would like. So we see that Google Workspace provides flexible storage options, so you will always have enough space for your files with centered administration, data loss prevention, for Drive. You can easily manage users to file sharing to help meet data compliance needs. So Google Drive is actually a really good tool. You can actually use shared drives to store up to your team's work, So you can have a folder for each and everyone in your company, maybe a folder for one person and another person, and then you can put on what they're working on, and then you can have the supervisor can actually access these sheets or the folders from their drives to actually know what they're working on. So it's actually a good collective tool to actually work with, because from there you can actually access it from anyone, and anyone can actually see what you're doing in the organization and the work you're working with. And you can share, comment, tag, edit the documents with ease, because they're online, and you don't have to worry about losing your data because it's already in the drive, it's saved, it's secured. So this is really a good tool that you can use, because just like the way you use a drive to save our pictures or anything, it's a tool number you can use to save your organization's data without actually having to worry about losing or fires, making you lose your data, or breaking, malware that will actually help you lose this data. But all these tools, all this data of yours will be already in the drive. So make suggestion and tag colleagues. So how can users boost collaboration across teams by making suggestions and tagging colleagues via Google Workspace? How can we do this? We can do this by editing and shared documents in real time, reducing the need to send files back and forth, because they'll be online, so you can actually edit them and then they'll be saved in real time without actually having to save your documents and then I edit, I have to upload them. It's a lot of work. But if you just go there, you can edit the information and then it's worked on, it's in real time. So, and then suggest changes, comments with ideas, and tag colleagues to increase visibility and coverage. So whatever you do, you can actually tag colleagues, maybe at Frank Salila, do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then they will see it with a clear visibility and on time and everything. So we can actually tag them by just putting at and then followed by their colleagues' name, or you can put their email address, and then from there they see it. And by this tagging, we can actually send this, assign them, which you can assign them, and this information will actually be seen on their emails as well. So it actually improves your workability or your reach, let's say, increasing your reach. So reply to comments and track changes so that you can approve them before implementation. So this is actually a really good platform. So track changes. How can we track changes with? Sorry. How can we track changes to Google Docs and files? If you're collaborating with several people on a single file, it can be difficult to pinpoint who made who made changes, say planning, when did they make these changes, or how. So with this one, you can actually keep track of changes shared in the shared files by identifying changes and who actually made them. So unajua kabisa mtu fulani ndio alienda aka make changes fulani kwenye documents hii, unaweza ku actually know. In case something was deleted, you can actually say kabisa, you can go and know kabisa who is the person who deleted this information from your data. And then Google Workspace also enables you to view all edits made to your documents. To your documents and files, restrict access to these people, track changes that were made, approve suggestions to ensure collaboration efforts are managed and reviewed effectively. So to review changes, the following steps should be followed. Step 1, open your file in Google Drive. Step 2, from the docs or your sheets or your slides, select files, version history, and then you see the history. So from there, you know who is the owner, who made the changes below, who did the changes as required. And then step 3, you can actually click on the timestamp. All these things should be done physically, because if you do this, if you're aware of this platform, then if you click on the timestamp to see the previous version of the file. Below the timestamps, you will see the names of people who edited the document, a color next to the person name, the edits that were made, and how the color they appear in. Step 4, optional to revert the name or copy previous versions. So this is the tool number you can use to view. You can also view, as much as you can see editing, people who have edited or made changes or review changes. You can actually see people who have actually viewed your files, who have actually opened it, who have actually commented on it, edited or shared or moved the file. So these are the benefits on how you can actually, this is how you can actually track the changes, because in these tools you can actually know these things. You can know who has edited your file, who has viewed your file, who has commented on it, and you can actually know all these things by simply using these platforms. So we told you another thing you can use to make suggestions and tag colleagues. You can do these things on the platform as well. So it's a tool number, it's really good. It's a really good tool for you to use, because from there your organization first will be working smarter, not harder. And then from there, it is actually easy way for you to actually communicate across your platforms, especially in an organization where people are all over the place. In an organization where people are not in one room, it is really helpful, because now you can communicate with people from different markets, maybe from east of Tanzania to west of Tanzania, north and south, anywhere. You can actually do all your work using Google Workspace. So hii inakurahisisha sana kazi zenu ziweze kufanyika kwa mtu, yani kufikia mtu yoyote alipo sehemu yoyote, yani ina rahisi na ni platform ambayo yani haikugharimu chochote. As I said, feel free to use the trial period, and then from there, we know what's if it's good for you, it is working for you or not. So I'll pause for questions. We discussed about how what we can do with Google Workspace and the leveraging tools. So please feel free to ask questions that you have before we proceed. So great. Okay, see there are no questions. This is to mean that most of you have understood the sessions, and I'm happy that you have. So what is the next step? Next up is what I encourage you is to do, as I was saying, is to use Workspace. Right now we're in a digital world, a time where we're using all these platforms, online platforms, to actually grow our businesses online. Digital Launchpad is actually here to actually help you grow your business online, as well as Google is here to actually empower you with tools to actually grow your business online. So use these tools, move from your working on offline, move from working offline to working online. Make sure everything is online, it's out there, because by using these tools now, you're able to minimize a lot of things and to actually work smarter and not harder. And I'm very sure once you start using these tools, you definitely not turn back. There is not going to be room for turning back, but only moving forward. So what are the next steps? Please feel free to, if you like today's sessions, you can get sessions like this, your own private sessions, via the link that I'm going to be sharing. It's going to be shared by our moderator, so you can learn and get experience in more sessions that Google offer. The link is learn.googledigital. Grow. The link is going to be shared on the chat below, which is going to be grow.google.intl.ssa, which these are the links and what will help you get just an easier way on actually understanding the sessions that we're having and getting one-to-one sessions as well. So feel free to learn with Google. And then finally, I'm going to talk about our social media handles. Find us and follow us on social medias to get updates on our tools, on our platforms, and on our digital platforms, and our digital skills. So on Twitter, you can follow us on Digital Skills AF, Instagram Digital Skills for Africa, Instagram Digital Skills AF. So yeah, thank you very much for your time and attending this session today. It was a pleasure of mine to be with you here today, and thank you for your time. Feel free to always ask questions in our groups, our personal groups that we have on WhatsApp, if anything you've not understood here. But yeah, thank you for your time.